Hello and welcome to Life with Jane. Today we are going to be making a risotto. So in the pan I have got 1 onion and 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, which I've just literally softened so they're just starting to go nice and brown. And into that I am going to put 1 cup of risotto rice. Now I've just rinsed it because quite often you get sort of a chalky residue on it. So I've just rinsed it in water and I'm going to put it into the pan like that. So as I say, I've just got the chalky residue off, which, as I say, risotto rice, you quite often have that. So it's quite nice to just do that. And then I'm just going to stir that for a minute or two. Let me just open this up a bit because I think we've got a bit of a, we've got a bit of a shadow on here, but I don't think I can do much about it. So we are literally just going to stir that in and just allow it to coat for a few minutes. So it just starts to cook. It takes up all of the flavours of the rice, of the onions and the garlic. And then I'm just literally going to just allow it to just cook like that just for a little bit. In the meantime, I am chopping some onions and some mushrooms. So I'm just chopping those quite finely. You can't really see those, and I don't think if I bring them down, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it on there. I need to bring that up like that. That's better. That's better on there, isn't it? I've got the camera is causing a light on it, so that's better on there. So once this has literally just for a minute fried off just a little bit, then what we have to do is I have got a half a pint of stock. Now I am going to, it's a stock, a liquid stock, so I'm just mixing that up a little bit, which you can see in on here. So this is just a stock, one of those stock pots. So you get lots of bits in at the bottom as you sort of stir it up, but that's fine, that can go in. And what you want to do is you're just going to add a little bit of liquid at a time. So here it's sizzling, which is good. So I'm literally just stirring a little bit in at a time. Makes a lovely noise. And what you're doing is you're allowing the rice to take up the liquid, and then you add just a little bit more. And this whole process will probably take about 20 minutes, which is fine. I'm literally just stirring it round. I've got a fairly hot pan, which is what you want. And I'm just literally put that down for a minute. I'm just going to stir that in until it starts soaking up the liquid. Once that's soaked up the liquid, I can then add just a little bit more. And the idea is that you keep it stirring all the time, because if you don't, then it won't cook as well. So you can see that that's almost taken up all of the liquid, so I can now add some more. And again, I'm just going to stir it in. Because risotto is a really nice sort of creamy rice dish. So you need to literally make sure that the rice is swelling and cooking as you go. So I have, I just took a cup of rice. I'll show you the rice while it's doing that, so you can see what I had. It was Italian Carnaroli risotto rice, so great for risotto recipes. It was just one from Sainsbury's, as I say, Italian risotto rice. Now you can see that that again is starting to take up the liquid, and as soon as it's taken up the liquid, we can add some more. I'm going to take this in with the stock and the bottom of that stock cube in there, and then we can stir this one up and allow that to cook in. I might turn the gas down just a little bit, not a lot, because I want it to be a fast boil. It's better. So you can see as you're cooking this, you have to wait for it to all cook in nicely. Risotto is all about allowing the flavours to soak up beautifully into the dish, and that's why it's something that you can see how already it's starting to soak through. Now what I need to do is I need to add some more. Don't need any more stock in here, but I do need some more boiling water. I've done a kettle, so I've got another one. There's also more water in the jug, so I can just add to it. So as I say, once it's all sort of soaked this up, and you can feel with your spoon, I'm using a wooden spoon on this, you can actually feel once the rice starts to swell and cook. So this again has soaked up all of that liquid. You can see how it's soaking it up. So what I need to do now is to just add some more liquid, like that. And again, just stir it round, and it will start taking up the liquid again. Which is, I think is rather nice. And we're going to carry on doing this until the rice is completely cooked. It will take about 20 minutes. So I'm going to leave it here, and I will come back to you once it's all taken up all of the as much liquid as I can, and you'll see the difference. Hello, right, we're back. So the rice, as you can see, has now come all together and is really quite nice and creamy. Now in another pan I have been just sauteing some, I could have put them in on top but I thought it would be easier. I've just been sauteing some mushrooms. Now they are a packet of mushrooms, so we get mushrooms in punnets like that. So a punnet of mushrooms. I can't remember, I'd used a few out of them and it was what was over, and I've just chopped them finely and literally just sauteed them down in a little olive oil. You can use butter if you want to. I use olive oil more than I use butter. So and then that is going to be mixed into the whole of this dish. So that's the mushroom risotto in there. And then I have got some spinach which is left over, and so I want to just add the spinach. Like that. Bear with me a second. So the spinach it's what I've got over from my salad leaves, which I buy baby spinach and I have it for salad leaves because I like spinach in my salad, but there's some over that I'm just going to put in on here because it wilts down quite well. So we're talking about, put that in here, a couple of handfuls. And that's literally just going to, it's baby leaf spinach, and that will quite quickly just wilt down. You don't want it to cook so it ends up going soggy. Now you can add salt and pepper, you can add, to the mushrooms I did add some garlic pepper. You can put whatever spices and things you want in there. My stock cube is quite flavourful, so I'm not going to worry too much about putting any extra spices in. I will taste it to see if it needs any more salt, but I tend not to put very much salt in here. So you can see how the spinach is already starting to wilt down. So all I'm doing is just turn this off, and you can see how the rice has gone beautifully, or the risotto rice has gone beautiful like risotto. So literally I'm just wilting this spinach down, and then I would serve it with a little bit of cheese just over the top, and you've got then a really rather delicious spinach and mushroom risotto. Packed full of goodness, really tasty, and this would feed probably 4. You could do some garlic bread and stuff in. Would it feed 4? It would feed two big portions, 4 little portions. So, and there we are. That's it like that. So there we have mushroom and spinach risotto. Hope you enjoy. Bye bye.